Obviously, an IEP meeting can be overwhelming, especially if it's your first meeting. But I would tell families that the IEP process should be a collaborative one, really. It's also very important for families to understand their rights and prepare ahead of any meeting. And I think it's important that families understand that their voice at the table is just as important as the school team. They are part of the IEP team. So, make sure you're prepared so that you can speak up on your child's behalf. There are parent advocates. There are parents that have been through the IEP process before. Utilize them if you know them. Just really, I would encourage them to get educated before the meeting. And then next, put notes together. Spend time getting your notes and your thoughts together. Talk about your child's strengths, their interests, their areas of need or opportunity, such as academic, social, emotional. You also want to make sure that once you're in the IEP meeting and you're going through that document, which sometimes can be, again, overwhelming, but it's really important that there's a parental section. You want to make sure that you get your parental notes in that document. You want to make sure that the goals you're setting with the team are clear and meaningful. You also want to make sure they're measurable, because at the end of the day, you need to make sure that your child is making progress. And if they're not making progress, you can actually, alter those goals. So understand what goals do you have? What goals does the school have? Identify any necessary accommodations, such as, does your child need an extra few minutes for test taking? Or modifications, do they need different grading standards? And it's also important to talk about any additional services that your child might need, such as occupational therapy, physical therapy, speech therapy. Talk about the behavioral challenges that your child might have that might impede his, education. And, do you need a BIP or a behavioral intervention plan? And if so, work with that team to write that plan in there so that your child gets what they need. I'd also encourage families, hopefully you won't get to this point of due process, but if you did, this would be a really important step, but I think it's important anyway, is to take notes and document everything. For us, I open up a Word document at the beginning of the school year, and I just date it. Anytime I have communication with the school, I just put the date and what the communication was. And that way, for all of us, I think with medically complex kids, you have a lot going on in your life. You have work, you have doctor's appointments, and there's just a lot to remember. So it's a great tool to help me remember what conversations did we have. But overall, just remember that it's a collaborative process. And if you can establish that collaboration up front, that goes a long way throughout the school year and making sure that your child gets what he or she needs each year.